Hello and welcome to DorDek Kiddy. Now today we're doing something a little bit different, is that I pre-recorded footage and talked over it afterwards. So today I'm doing a very advanced weather scenario, which is a blade of rain. I think it's category 1 with a little bit less visibility and maybe some wind variations. But as you can see, it's a Cessna C172P right there, and we're going to go fly in this weather. Let's see how long I survive. Now, mind you, I don't have an IFR certificate or something, and I have only flown VFR so far, so let's see how things would go. We're going down the runway. Things are looking pretty good actually, except for all the rain and the clouds and stuff. The menu is turned off. We're at 50 knots. We're about to take off, and 60 knots and lift off. Now, everything's a little bit rough at this point because, you know, the wind and all of that. But everything looks pretty good so far. We even have the rain rolling down the windshield on the front. This is the power of the AOS rendering system. By the way, if you haven't gone into view/rendering options, you should turn on atmospheric light scattering, because to get all these gorgeous graphics and effects, you really have to turn it on. So I have taken off. I was speeding up a little more than usual, but I can still see the ground and everything. But I have actually lost the horizon at this point, and the plane just took off to my right and at very weird angles. It means that I have already deviated from the runway at this point, and I pretty much almost can't see the ground, and I certainly can't see the horizon, and have no way to actually judge where I'm going. Now at this point I'm really speeding up more than I should, and right now I'm referring a little bit to the dial, actually the middle top dial, which is actually an artificial horizon that you can rely on, and I did accidentally rely on it at some point. The middle marker light just lit. This means that I'm already on the upper threshold of the runway, but I am already turning right because honestly, you can't see a thing like this. I'm still trying to climb the higher altitude, but I'm really underdoing the turn, and at this point I actually can't see anything and have no way to determine where I am, and this is actually quite dangerous. So there's that. VFR into IMC, this is what most people mean by that. And it is not a good decision at all. So I decided to kill the power and just land the plane. Wherever I need to, just land the damn plane. Get it on the ground as fast as I can. So I shut down the engine and tried to get into a 75 knot glide, so they can glide safely. Now I can see a little bit of a road there. And there's also a light that I was hoping I could use for as reference just coming there. Because, in these conditions where you pretty much can't see a thing, but you need to see a thing, a light penetrating like this is just kind of handy, So I homed toward the light, and then the light gradually disappeared. Now it looks like I'm pitching down more than normal to tame my speed, and then the light disappeared completely, leaving me helpless again. And now I still have to depend on the panel right in front of me. So this is not a particularly good situation to be in, So it looks like I'm actually keeping 80 knots here or something. And oh, yeah. This is actually way steeper than I would normally do, especially looking at the artificial horizon. But that's IMC for you. And the instant I see the ground, I know that I'm going down a little bit too fast, and then pitch back up to a more reasonable value. That flaps 1 coming in there. Generally in low power descents, I just use flaps 1 because flaps 2 is more of a breaker than a glide helper, if you ask me. Although to go down to something like 60 knots or below safely, I still need flaps 1 extended to avoid stalling. And you can start to see the road penetrating through, and a couple of trees. We're going below the cloud cover right now, and I can start to see the ground. Let's see if we can land this thing. Our speed is right up the normal alley right now, 60 knots. And everything looks normal, but that's only because we could see the ground at this point in time. There's a river up ahead, but the Cessna should handle it just fine. Now we're trying to land it. Now 3, 2, 1, hold it, hold it, hold it. We've landed, and unfortunately there's some kind of weird thing going on, and our plane yaws really heavily, and we broke a wheel and a wing. But so I turned it off. I broke a wheel and a wing, but we're still on the ground, which is actually an excellent result so far. As you can see, we're nowhere near the airport at this point. I have no navigation aids. Flying VFR into IMC or into the cloud is a really dangerous thing, guys. So it most likely won't end well for any of you. So this is just one little tale I want to show you. And you can check out any more of my videos on the right hand side, and also subscribe to me on the left hand side. Now thanks for watching DorDek Kiddy, and have a nice flight.